Hello everyone. Today we are going to cover loops. So what are loops? Loops are nothing but a repeating statements. So here you can see with the block diagram. If our code have any condition and it's true, then it will do some work and return to the condition again. If not, then it will return the false. Means that if the condition is true, it will do the process and return to the if statement again to check the condition again. So this is what loop does. So here you can see that it has to check the condition and then do the process. So in Java we have four type of loops: while loop, do while loop, for loops, and for each loops. This is the exceptional loop. We are going to learn this loop in the upcoming videos with the examples. So now today we are going to cover these three loops: while loop, do while loop, for loops. So first we are going to cover while loop. So here you can see that in while loop, this is the block diagram of while loop. So in while loop, it checks the condition. If it's true, it will do the process and then return again. If not, then it will continue to the next process. But in the do while loop, this do the process at least once and then check the condition and then it will repeat. We can see with the example, this is the syntax of while loop. While inside the parenthesis there are a condition and then parenthesis close. In the do while loop, we have the syntax here: do process and after the process there is condition. So if I take suppose if inside this I have n is not equals to 0 and I am going to take n equals to 0. So what is this? So this condition is false. So this will not enter inside the loop. But in this case, do while loop, if I have given n is not equals to 0 and I am going to run with n equals to 0, it will first execute whatever the inside is and then check the condition. So the main difference between while and do while loop is do while will run at least once, but while loop does not contain any kind of condition. So this is the difference between while and do while. So now we are going to see with the example. So here we can see that we have two variable I and n, 1 and 100, and in the while loop we have I is less than n. We are printing the I and increasing the I, or we are going to double the I. Similarly here, but this is while and this is do while. So I am going to make a table to explain. This is SOPI, system.out.print I, and this is I equals to I multiplied by 2. So what will be the value here? First our I is 1, so it will print 1, then it will multiply the value. So here it will be 2 because it is multiplied. Then what will be the output? 1. Again here it's 2, it will modify the value to the 4, 4, 16, 16, 32. It will check the condition 32 and then again 64. This will again check the condition, our 64 is less than 100 or not. Yes, it's less than 100, so it will run again 64 to the 128. So output is 1, 2, 4, 16, 32 and 64. In the do while loop, we can see that if we are going to give, in the initial case the 1 will give and the output is 2 and 2, 4, 4, 8. Here it's 8 and then 16, 16, 16, 32, 32, 64, 64, 128. So here you can see that the output of this case and this case is same. So there is very minimum difference. So there is very minimal case where we use while and do while loop. Wherever there is while loop, we can use do while loop, and wherever there is do while loop, we can use while loop. So this is the main difference between them. Here you can see that the output are same but we are using different loop. So now we are going to see for loop. So in for loop, we can see the syntax for initial condition, final condition, and then here we are going to give step value. We are going to learn this. This is semicolon, and then this will start the block of for loop. So what is initial condition? Initial condition is something where we have to start the loop. It will be 0, 1, 2, or whatever the value. Final condition will be the final where the loop ends. And the step value. In the step value, we are going to provide the steps. Just like 2 or 4, we can give whatever the value here. So with example, we are going to see for int I equals to 0. I is less than equals to 5 and I plus plus. We have already learned about this operator. So inside this, I am going to print system.out.print I. So what is the value here? What will be the output here? So you can predict the output. I have already given the initial value of I to the 0 and I to the less than 5. So for the I equals to 0, if I is 0, then it will print 0. Then it will increase the value by 1 and then again run the loop. So it will increase to the 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And if it is 6, it will check the condition here and then here it will get false. So it will not enter the loop and this will exit the loop. So this will be our output. So we are going to see with the example in the VS Code. So here you can see I have written the while loop here. You can check the syntax and we have performed the same program we have used in the example. So here I am going to run this. So here you can see the output 1 to 64. This is the output of while loop. So now we are going to see the do while loop. So this is the do while loop and see you can see the output which is similar to the while loop. So there is no much difference. Apart from them, I am going to perform for loop. So what will be the output of this for loop? We have already seen, which is from 0 to 100. This is the output of the for loop. So thank you for watching.